Hi guys, how are you doing? Hi. Hey little dragon. Hi the Ferg. Hi cat. Hi Rennie. I know, right? Hi. How are you all doing? Hello Madda. So yeah, welcome to another show. Another day, another dollar. I trust that your week is going well so far. Hi Josh. Hi Martin. Rennie, are you still celebrating your birthday? I hope so. I usually celebrate my birthday for a whole month. Hi Mama Claire. It's not over. It's just beginning. It's just beginning. Hi Cavelia. Why are you over the moon at Global Awakening? So I've got some good news. Oh, shut up, Rennie. Oh, you're such a Eeyore. Oh my God. It was Rennie's birthday yesterday. And I sang 1.5 birthday songs to him. And I know he doesn't mean it. I know really deep down he loves his birthday. But he's just pretending. It's like, it's just another day. No, it's not. It's your motherfucking birthday. Okay? What kind of tea? Today I am on... hang on, I can hear myself over here. Today I am on the... Happy anniversary! Whee! All right, Richie. The biscuit one. You know, the Yorkshire tea flavoured ones. Yeah, those. 28 months. Oh, my God. Mate. Let me just get my little screen thing from over here. Okay. Richie, thank you. Did someone just follow then as well? Hey, Rachie. Hi. Hello, Unreal Gods. Yeah, I'm really happy. I just need to turn off the alerts because just in case they go off when we're listening to the songs. So I sent in one of my tracks to BBC Introducing. Do you remember last week, for those of you who were here, I was saying to you guys, you need to start sending your music to BBC Introducing. I gave you the URL link. Let me just give it to you again. So I decided to take my own advice and stop being a fanny and put some of my own work out there. And because I know what it's like, we're all so like precious about our own work, and we're so hard on ourselves. I have got my cam on. Is the cam on for everyone else? The cam is on. Try refreshing, Mama Claire. So, I always tell that to you guys to make sure, you know, that you're putting yourself out there. And BBC Introducing is a really good way of doing that. They will play any kind of music. This is the link. Go and set yourselves up an account. Because honestly, when I heard, because I didn't check my emails, and they said that they'd played it over the weekend. So I listened to it again, and I've put out a little video on it. The one that made it Ableton with no soul. I know. Oh. So Yeah, I can. I'll play it now because otherwise I might forget, or you might have gone away by then. I'll play it now. I'll play like the whole thing because it was really nice what he said. The guy said about it as well. But yeah, I was really impressed that like they were impressed with it. Like it's a track. I do this a lot. If I do finish stuff, sometimes I just sit on it. Don't do anything with it. So yeah, I'll play it to you now then. Let me just move this over a little bit so I can put on I'll put the artist name in and stuff as well. So I'm still unsure whether I'm going to be using my Amber D name on this or another name. And the other name is Boudica. And Boudica was a queen of England years and years ago. She's pretty cool. She's pretty badass. More open. So yeah, she was. It was Kelly KMB313 who told me about her. And I loved her story, and I just think sometimes for me, maybe taking that whole Amber D out of it will allow me to be a little bit more Jem, thank you. It'll allow me to be a bit more it would take my history of being Amber D away from me. It might just allow me a bit more freedom artistically. Jem, thank you for subscribing and thank you for gifting a sub as well. Honestly, you've been so wonderful. I love you. Okay, so let's have a quick listen to this one then. This is my track that got played on BBC Introducing at the weekend.
On the show, I've got one more left to play for you. It's first play for Amber D. The track is called Falcon. Big fan of this. Love the pounding beat that keeps the pace going as the track explores a kind of dark soundscape. The vocals add a really nice touch. I wasn't expecting them, but they give it a real lift. Definitely picking up the influence of Moro Picotto on this. Komodo is still a banger, some 22 years on, and that mix of Yorks on the Beach is possibly better than the original. Brilliant track from Amber. Thanks so much for submitting. I'll see you all next week.
Separate from the notion. It starts at any time in life and ends in just a moment. The gift of life is never more or less.
So yeah, that is it's a track I did quite a long time ago. I think I've played it on here to you guys before. Hi Lily Yeet, Lilu Yeet. Love that name. Thank you. Yeah, I got really emotional earlier when I found out that they'd played it, especially after what he'd said. Like, it's a weird one, isn't it? Like, I had people engineer my music a long time ago, and then when you start making your own music, you get such a different feeling from that. And we are our own worst critics a lot of the time. And sometimes for me, my self-doubt cripples me to the point that I won't finish good ideas. And number two, if I do finish them, I won't let anyone else hear them. And I guess in that kind of a way, subliminally, subconsciously, this show wasn't just about you guys showing your music. I think really the reason why I knew it was so important was because I know how much I value that with you guys as well. So I honestly think that, I mean, myself and Guy, my other half, Guy's a very well-known hard trance producer, understands exactly what I'm going through right now. And we just sat down at the kitchen table as we always do. And he's, you know, explained to me that, because I said, like, why am I still so hesitant to finish stuff? Why is it that I always doubt it? And he went, welcome to the world of a producer. Like, that just never stops. In fact, it's good that you do feel like that, because it means you'll always strive for something better. You know, so thank you, Bassmotastic. And I want to reiterate this to you guys, to please send in your music to BBC Introducing, because at least then you will know that we're not just being nice to you on the show, you know, about your music. You're gonna be getting proper confirmation by having it on something like the BBC Introducing. And it also gets your name out there to many, many thousands, tens of thousands of listeners. It's very good promo. It also puts you in good stead for PRS, for record label stuff. If you have had your music played on a radio station, that's all very important. Yeah, next time I'll burp on a track, but I'll bed it in so you don't know it's a burp. Yeah, that's a good idea. Honest question: how honest is feedback allowed to be on this show? It has to be backed up with reasons for what you're saying, and it also always needs to be constructive. It can't be too personal opinion based, and if it is personal opinion based, make sure that it is said that it's personal opinion based, because the number one thing about being a producer, and the number one thing I need to reiterate in this environment, is that it's a very precious area of ourselves. It's very vulnerable, and there is no way I would allow anyone to say anything negative at all. Well, when I say nothing negative, that's not true. What I mean is I wouldn't allow someone to say something disposably unproductive, such as "that's shit," or like my nan could make a track better than that. You know, those are just throwaway comments that people say because they're having a shit time, whatever it is. You know, it's really, really important to articulate oneself and be able to understand where your thoughts are coming from. So, you know, as long as you can back up what you're saying, and also take into account a few factors, okay? A lot of people have said things like, oh, there needs to be more bass in that track. Now, I'm on a pair of studio speakers, and if I can tell straight away that the bass is not a problem, it tells me something straight away that the person listening is probably listening on a phone. And this is just an example. So be aware of what you're listening on to begin with before you make a comment, and also be aware of your own abilities as a producer, or if you're a non-producer, talk about it in a way like, you know, would you move to it on a dance floor? Is it too long? Is it too short? What is it that you did like about it? You know, like the things that I'm listening out for are things that stick out dissonantly. Like, I can tell when something's sounding fine. I probably won't have much to say about it. But if I hear something sticking out dissonantly, like something that's not harmonically working, or something that's too loud in the mix, something that is not arrangement-wise correct within the composition, those are the things I will most likely say straight away, because they're obvious things that can easily be fixed, and they're sometimes not something that the original artist is maybe hearing, because they might have recently finished making that track and not been zoned in and focused on that area. So, would you recommend doing mixing in mono? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If it sounds good in mono, and then you put it back into stereo on the master, yeah, absolutely. And you'd want your main sort of like your kick and your bass, that all wants to be in mono as standard anyway. But yeah, it's a thing that a lot of people say to try, is to flip it into mono on the master, and then listen to what it sounds like back in stereo afterwards. Don't be scared of stereo, though. It's really important that you're not scared of stereo. You can use things like Sideminder, which we've mentioned a few times. Oh, that's a good point. Helps detect phasing issues. So you've just made me think about something, actually. Next week, we will be speaking to M Series, aka Harrison J, who's going to be doing a live stream with me, and we're going to be asking him some questions, productional questions, you know, so you guys can ask him stuff, because I know a bit, but there's nothing better than experience and knowledge. You can have knowledge, but like knowledge that I'm learning at university, for example, but it needs to be put into practice, and that takes time and that takes experience. And it's important that you guys have many, many people on this show who you can gain knowledge from. Never just have one person to center your entire musical knowledge around, because they've got their own flaws, they've got their own way of doing things, and it might not resonate with you 100%. So let me have a quick look at these questions. Hello, Mr. Rube Sound says, are we going to see a back-to-back with yourself and Lee H sometime? Do you mean Lee Haslam? Probably not, considering he's my ex-husband. We have done back-to-backs years ago. I would be fine with it, and I'm sure he would as well, but I don't see myself like actively sending him a message to go, hey, you know, when you drop the kids back off late, do you fancy going back to back? No. I do play a lot of his music though. Basmo Tacit says, I am more with it this week. Last week I got all confused about limiting compression. Mate, it is an honour that we were here to help you through that. Do you know how long it took me to understand compression in the technical terms of what it was doing? It took me years. It took me years to get my head around it. Like, it's one thing hearing differences by switching something on and off, messing around with attack and release, messing around with the ratio, that kind of thing. It's a whole other thing, like understanding what exactly it is doing to the sound. And all of that takes time. It really does. Yes, Mama Claire, we definitely do. I'll be having some time off school soon. So I was just a mental mess last week. Welcome to life, baby. Yep, completely understand, my love. So the limiting factor for me is the compression on the street. Yeah, that's the thing. Like on Twitch, Facebook, any of the social media sites, like whatever you're listening to right now will be compressed, the same as it is like on radio. And that's another reason why if you're a DJ on Twitch and you're not 100% good at beat matching, it probably won't matter on the other end, because like everything's like kind of squished a bit, so don't worry. Okay, so let's get on with it then. So the first track that we've got is Dean Zone and Galvatron, and this is The Calling.
Once more into the fray. So don't ask who fight, I'll never know. Live and die in this day. Live and die in this day. Do something. Freak. Fraudulent motherfucker. Do something! Come on! Prove it! faith. Earn it. Show me something real. I need it now. Not later. Now. Show me and I'll believe in you till the day I die. I swear. I'm calling on you. I'm calling on you. I'm calling on you!
I love that your dog loves the howling, Martin. That's brilliant. So yeah, that is Dean Zone and Galvatron. I just need to mention on this that what I really love about it first. I think that the kick, the bass, and that clap, I think it's a gated clap, that all works beautifully. Like, it's nice and heavy. Everything's got its space. If you can get that nailed, like, carry on with the rest of the track, always. It's the most important thing, isn't it, for this style of music? If the kick and the bass are not marrying well, you have to get that right. It doesn't matter how good the rest of the track will be, in my opinion. That needs to be primarily the first thing. I've written a few notes. So I thought that the vocal could be more clear in that breakdown. I couldn't really understand what was being said. I am assuming that it comes from a film, in which case that means it's going to have some kind of background noise to it. You might be able to clean that up, or possibly just try using something else. I also felt that the breakdown could be a little bit shorter. And I also felt that there could be a bit more extra tension leading into the drop. The same as what you do at 5 minutes. So at 5 minutes, it does this. Hang on. It does... that really simple little do, like with gross beat, whatever it is that you've used to do that. This was the lead up to the main drop. So at this point right now, we could have some trauma strings rising up. You could use Endless Smile, like we always mention. You don't even have a cymbal crash on that leading into it, and you want a reverse cymbal crash on that as well, just to bring it all in together and give it extra pow when it all comes in. A bit like you do next up on this bit. Simple little things like that, ear candy, makes all the difference. And that's the level that this track's at now. It's nearly done. And Adam was saying pow, yeah. What else? And maybe layer the snare in the snare roll as well. It's a bit thin. Like layer it with something more mid area. But yeah, I liked it. I did like it. It just needs a few extra touches. And I'm sure everyone else has been putting a few things that they think in there as well. I love the style of it. It reminds me of Gaz West, Dark by Design. Yeah, and I think this is intentional, but your breakdowns are quite significantly lower in volume than the rest of the track, which is fine, because obviously when things kick back in again, it's all going to sound louder again because we're used to hearing it lower in volume. However, if you want to make that more impactful, do use little tricks such as a trauma string in there, user effects, use gross beat or some kind of like rhythmizer just to chop bits up like you did at 5 minutes to warrant doing all that work of like having it lower and slowly gradually bringing it back up again. So yeah, that's what I think. Anyway, thank you very much for handing that one in, Dean Zone and Galvatron. Next up, we've got John Holland, and this is brilliant. This is called Naughty Biscuits, and it's a silly song, and I use the word silly in a really respectful way. In fact, it was John that called it a silly song, not me. And I even have the words for it. So the story behind it is his friend's daughter asked him to write a song about naughty biscuits. So I don't think it's about those kind of naughty biscuits, which I thought originally. I think it's an innocent kind of naughty biscuit. Now, I have the lyrics up here. I don't know how well you can all see that. I'm going to try and keep my head out of the way. Hang on. Let me try and move it. Let's move it over there a little bit so we can all read along. Okay. Right, let me find it. Here we go.
Self-raising flour and a little bit of sugar. Buy a cup of soda, some butter and buttermilk. That's the recipe. But if you really want to do something rather special, just add a little pinch of something called naughty. Doing slightly naughty things after eating naughty biscuits. Slightly naughty things after eating naughty biscuits. Doing slightly naughty things after eating naughty biscuits. Doing slightly naughty things after eating naughty biscuits.
Here we go. Change the wax alarm to rudely wake her. Put caster sugar into the salt shaker. Fold the sheet to make an apple pie bed. Swapping the toothpaste for cream cheese instead. On Saturday till the kids they're late for school. Float your plastic poop in the swimming pool. Tell your class you're ill and pretend to sneeze. Ring up for a pizza but then ask for Chinese.
Doing slightly naughty things after eating naughty biscuits. Doing slightly naughty things after eating naughty biscuits.
Doing slightly naughty things after eating naughty biscuits.
Doing slightly naughty things after eating naughty biscuits.
Loosen the doorknob inside the bathroom. Only look sideways when reading via Zoom. Swap round the labels on each Christmas gift. Press all the buttons when inside the lift. Point up at nothing and shout, "What's that?" Post a picture of a lost dog labeled missing cat. When it comes to date night, just give a bowl of dates. And when you eat out, drag your fork along your plates.
Doing slightly naughty things after eating naughty biscuits. 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 Naughty biscuits. Naughty biscuits. Naughty biscuits. Naughty biscuits. Mix some flour, raisin flour and a little bit of sugar. Bicarbonate soda, some butter and buttermilk. That's the recipe. But if you really want to do something rather special, just add a little pinch. A pinch of something called naughty. Doing slightly naughty things after eating naughty biscuits. Doing slightly naughty things after eating naughty biscuits. Naughty. Doing slightly naughty things after eating naughty biscuits. Doing slightly naughty things after eating naughty biscuits. Naughty.
Doing slightly naughty things after eating naughty biscuits.
Doing slightly naughty things after eating naughty biscuits. Doing slightly naughty things after eating naughty biscuits. Doing slightly naughty things after eating naughty biscuits. Doing slightly naughty things after eating naughty biscuits.
How cool is that? I didn't know that was you, Basmotastic. We get so many different like things from you, and everyone else. I remember we have had another funny one from you before there, haven't we? Mate, I love it. I'm the same as Rennie. I wouldn't change a thing about that. Like maybe on the technical thing of it, the auto-tune was a little bit strong on it. But honestly, these kind of tracks are not meant to be like overly thought. Yes, Cider on the Beach, that was it. Yes, I love this style for you. If you heard me sing, you'd know why. Fair enough. Yeah, like I love it. I love the lyrics. Like everyone, I bet all of you are all singing along by the second chorus. Doing naughty what was it? Doing naughty things after eating. Oh, hang on, I've forgotten already. I've got it in my head. Doing slightly naughty things after eating naughty biscuits. Doing slightly naughty things after eating naughty biscuits. Naughty. Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it? It really is. But I did want the words on the screen so that everyone could like really soak that in, because the lyrics are fantastic. I can see the video for it now. You know, I love stuff like that. Like that's my heart right there, is silly songs. It really is. It really is. It can sometimes, you won't get it out your head. You won't. It's brilliant though, isn't it? I love it.
Deciding naughty things after eating naughty biscuits. Deciding naughty things after eating naughty biscuits.
I mean, come on, how can you not love that? It's amazing. Thank you so much, mate. I'm just going to get everyone to follow you on your SoundCloud as well. Yeah, very catchy. Like, that's the kind of stuff that goes viral. You know, it won't be any of our chin strokery stuff that we do. The stuff that took us like 11 years to do the right mix down. Never. No one wants to listen to our stuff, but people always want to listen to silly songs. Yeah. It is part of the charm, Rennie. 100%. I loved it. I loved it. The one thing I would say, though, which is really important, and it's the only thing that really matters, is that people can actually hear what is being said without needing the lyrics there. So I would say go and do a little bit of research on vocal mixing, like specifically just vocal mixing. And I know we all know how to put vocals in a track, and you know, but honestly, there's a massive art form to getting the vocals to stand out from the mix of the rest of the track. So honestly, go and look into that. And there's loads of plugins that can make that a bit easier for you as well. Vocal mixing. There's loads of, I think Isotope, I think Ozone has a really good one. I've not tried it myself yet, but you have to get through that, Basmo. Yeah, you have to get through that bit. I completely understand as someone that's a radio presenter and hears their voice a lot. Yeah. You have to kind of, you have to recognise that that's just you. Like, the rest of us need to hear what you're saying. Okay, amazing. Thank you, mate. Okay, next up we've got Cubico and Killer. then I can drop it in the chat. We've got links turned off. The girl voice. I didn't even hear a girl voice. I like the vibe of it. I really liked it. I thought there was a one of the snares right near the end was quite loud. How do you do this? Click on my name. Like, I'll write something in here now. You click on my name, and then it will say whisper. And then mods, if you can help out Cubico or Cubico? Cubico. Cheers, Kat. Have you got it? There we go. Cool. So I'm going to put the link in the chat now. So guys, please get following Cubico over on SoundCloud. Show them some love, show them some support. Buy the track if you really like it. I think it's amazing. I think the sound quality is really, really nice. I don't know if you've mastered this or like finished it yourself in terms of mastering or whatever. If you haven't, I don't think it really needs it anyway. Like, in all honesty, I think if you've got the mix down really good, you don't really need to worry about mastering unless you want to. Like, I've been starting to use an external masterer. I've been using John Doe. Mainly because at the moment I seem to have a bit of an issue in my studio, as in my studio is creating a bit of a bass trap, so I feel like there's more bass, or I can hear that there's more bass in the track than there actually is. And then when I render it, take it to another room and try it on like Guy's speakers or in the car, it's really top endy and there's no bass, well, very little bass. So for me, having a masterer saves an extra step for me, whereas for me right now, it's just more important that I'm finishing music. And I think that could be the same for a lot of you guys, is if you don't want the extra responsibility or the extra stress of doing your own mastering, just pass it on to someone else. It's all personal preference. But yeah, make sure you go and give them some love, show them some support over on the SoundCloud. Okay. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to add, which is a good thing. Like, it all made musical sense. It was really interesting. A few people said about the Goa influences in there as well. It was memorable. A really good effort. Really good effort. And you should be really proud of yourself. Well done, mate. Next up, we've got GHH Project and Get the Fuck Out, I think it means. GTFO. Yeah, I mean it, mate. You should be really, really proud of yourself.
Get the fuck
So what did you guys think of that? I really liked it. And that was GAH Project GTFO. Please, please get following over on SoundCloud. Yeah, I really like the reverse kicks. I love reverse kicks and everything anyway. I loved the piano chords. I thought they sounded great. So there's a spike here. Yeah, it's like on the waveform, it looks like there's a spike, but it sounds fine in the mix. Nicely arranged. Hi, Techie Steph. I liked the vocal in it. And your little triplets bit there as well. Nice. Really nicely done. I think you should be really proud of yourself. Nothing really else to say on that. It had a lot of moments in it. Yeah. Really good work, mate. Pat on the back for you. And thank you very much for letting us have a listen to it. So I have noticed here that you've put it down as being donk as well. So in that case, if a donk is like the style that you're going for, let's have a listen to your donk. I mean, at the moment, technically, it's more like it's an offbeat bass line, isn't it? If you wanted to make that more donkey, you could try using something like the Alan Aztec Donk Machine 2, both of which I'm pretty sure are free. Let me just see if I can find them. You want it more donkey? Let's have a look. Yeah, so if you follow this SoundCloud link, go and give Alan Aztec a follow as well. This is a link to his donk machine. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is it's got every single donk preset you'd ever need. Honestly, layer one of those on top of your offbeat bass line and see how that changes the track. Or pulse width modulation, says Martin. Yeah, go and have a gander at that. In fact, all of you. We need more donk. We need more donk in this world. Do you know what though? What's even better sometimes is to take a donk from an existing track, i.e. ripping it and sampling it as a layer. That works really well. In fact, I think we need to get Heads Up on at some point to give us a rundown. Also, whacking a bit of guttering with a stick. Yes. Yes. A bit of Foley. Yeah, I think it will only be in Windows. I don't know if that will be... I don't think there will be a is it DNGs, isn't it? Is it DNGs in Mac? It's been a while since I've fired my Mac up. But yeah, if you're on Windows, you can use it. Or another thing that you'd be able to do is just get someone to multi-sample all of the donks. That's what I've done before. I think I don't know if it's 64-bit as well, if it's just 32-bit. Yeah, it is just a 32-bit one. So it worked fine, but there was just an extra click that happens when you're using 64-bit and then with a 32-bit plugin. So what I ended up doing was multi-sampling all of the donks and then putting all of those into audio, so they're audio files, and then putting all those into folders so that I can just go to that folder and just pick any of those donks in whatever key I need it in, whatever note that I need it in. But that's something else that you guys might want to look at doing at some point, multi-sampling. And thank you everyone for following GHH Project. Good work, guys. Okay, next up we've got Loesi on the ground with Common Sense again. She has sent in another track. This one's really cool, and it's called Sick Bitch Ha Ha Ha. I love the names of her tunes. One sec. There we go, Loesi on the ground with Common Sense, and that was Sick Bitch. Ha ha ha. I love it. I absolutely love that. I especially love the artwork. If you guys go on to her SoundCloud, go and check out the artwork for it as well. It's brilliant. Oh, it's on the SoundCloud. Thank you, Meow. Cheers, babes. Please go and give her a follow. She sent in probably, I think, 3 tracks now, and I've loved every single one of them. She's also a friend of Dr. Droog Kloot. Dr. Droog Kloot. Oh, and she's got loads more tracks on YouTube as well, yeah. So, yeah, share the love, guys. Massive fan. Massive fan. Okay, next up we have got... Noida Said the Spider Nocturnal Disorder remix. Here we go.
Will you walk into my parlor? Said the spider to the fly. 'Tis the prettiest little parlor that ever you did spy. Will you walk into my parlor? Said the spider to the fly. Said the spider.
There we go. That is the Nocturnal Disorder remix of Noida, Said the Spider. So what did you guys think of that? I really, really personally like this one. It reminded me a lot of the London style of hard house, like James Lawson kind of style, maybe a bit of BK, very layered, lots of nice counter melodies in there, lots of depth, nicely balanced. Really like that vocal. Like, it wouldn't be something that I'd ever think to use in a track. I feel sorry for the fly. Just purely enjoyable to listen to. Very much so. I haven't really got anything else to add to that. Apart from, please guys, can you get following Nocturnal Disorder on their SoundCloud? Yeah, I really liked it. It's something that I would play on my radio show in a mix. Definitely. Clean, simple and effective. Yeah, absolutely. I think the best tracks are, especially the faster you go, the faster genres of music, you know, like it has to be. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed listening to that. So thank you very much for letting us have a little listen. Next, we've got Ferrari. And this is Quasi 905's Hard Mix. Let me just get this set up.
Can I be honest? I still want your hands up on my body. You still make my heart beat fast, Ferrari. With me in the wave, but in the morning. Do you still want me? Can I be honest? I still want your hands up on my body. You still make my heart beat fast, Ferrari. With me in the wave, but in the morning. Do you still want me?
How cool's that? Ferrari Quasi 905 hard mix mother lickers. Ah, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I just really like that. I really do. I don't know the original, so I don't know how similar it is to the original, anything like that. But my God, like someone said it best, Basmotastic. I love how this track never lets you relax into it. Yes, and the change ups between the breakdowns and the drops. I think there was even a change in kick drums, and I love that. I think you get a lot of that in like more hard style gabba hardcore, where they completely swap out the kick for another kind of kick drum, over distorted kick drums, you know, that kind of thing. And it honestly does lift a section of a track by doing that. It's such a good technique to use. It's not really something that I could possibly do in like hard house or something, or even house music or trance. Saying that, you could probably get away with it, doing that in some kind of banging trance, hard trance kind of crossover, which would probably sound quite nice actually. But yeah, it's a nice little technique. And yeah, it flowed well. It was all cohesive. Yeah, I really enjoyed listening to that. Really, really nice. I like the track that gives the DJ 5 minutes off while sounding like they are very busy. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it does, doesn't it? That's one of those tracks where you can pretend that you're doing stuff on the mixer or whatever it is people do when they're pretending to do stuff. I don't know. I pretend all the time. But that's just me. Next up, we've got Josh Burrows, and this is Tale of. Wow, Josh Burrows, Take a Bow. Very moving. Yes, Martin, very atmospheric. Vocal prog, yeah, sounds lush. Very ambient. Really good use of space. Delays, reverb. Silence is just as important as sound in this style of music. Well, it is in general anyway, in all kinds of music. It's something that's kind of overlooked. The silence, gaps between the noise. Yeah, I really did like it. It was very journeyful. I could see myself listening to this in certain mind frames, should we say. Definitely. Yeah, I really liked it. It was very expressive. Yeah, I could see that being on a Spotify list. Yep, dynamics, exactly. Plenty of those, which is good to see. Yeah, really enjoyed it. Thank you. Yes, remember that, gang. Dynamics are important. Very, very important. Okay, now we have got DJ Mr. And this is called Drop That Beat. Oh, DJ Mr. Take a Bow. That was Drop the Beat. I can tell a lot of work's gone into that. I love all the question and answers in that. I love the switch ups, the acid lines, the Hoover stabs that you've got in there. The relentless forward motion of this track. Yeah. The only thing that you need to go back now and nail is the bass. That's it. I noticed that before we started the show when I first listened through, and then I was hoping that the people would pick up on that. That's all it needs now. Like I was even saying this earlier on. I have the same issue in my studio because my studio is very bass heavy. So it gives the illusion that acoustically, it gives the illusion that there's more bass in this room. I think it's predominantly to do with the direction of my speakers and how close they are to the back of the wall. Because there's supposed to be quite a bit of room because the bass is then, you know, bouncing back and then coming back straight back into my ears. And I feel that, yeah, you can tell, Mr. that you've spent a long time on this. Like, it's very obvious to me that you have. I don't think the bass is bland, Rennie. I think it's this style that that's how this style of hard house is. Bland was probably, for you it might be bland because you don't like this kind of hard house, but that's this rolling bass line that is in this is exactly what this style is all about. So yeah, it just needs some sub. The bass tone is good. Yep. Yeah. It's really hard to explain if it's to someone that isn't used to this style of hard house, but it's supposed to be like that. It's a growler. Yeah, hard energy. Yeah. Like, I don't play much of that style, but when I do, it's this kind of a track. It reminded me of OD404. It reminded me a bit of RR Fierce. Dynamic Intervention. Grady G. Yes. Yeah. Just needs some sub. It just needs going back in and nailing that. I wonder if you've put something on the master. Like, me and Guy were talking about this earlier about people rolling everything off unnecessarily under 40 dB or 40 hertz. Or if there's anything that you've done like that, take it off, re-render it and see what's happened, see what it sounds like then, because you don't necessarily want to hear sub, but you want to feel it, don't you? You want to feel the sub. That's it. That's all it needs. And I reckon if you can't get that sorted, I know for a fact that someone like John Doe would be able to get that bottom end popping out for you. Digital Mafia, someone with some hardware that can just give this track what it deserves, you know? So give it a go yourself. But if it's becoming a struggle, or if you have to sacrifice any of the balancing of the other sounds, then try getting someone to, outsource someone to master that for you. Give it a real slap. Exactly. That's what you want to do. But yeah, I want you all to go and follow DJ Mr. now, please. Yeah. Well done, gang. So that brings us to the end of yet another show. Stay where you are, because I am going to take us on over to Kutski. Oh, no, I'm not, because he is finished. So I won't be doing that. Okay. In that case, we'll go over to DJ Mixie. Yeah, and thank you everyone for being so cool and for helping each other. That's what it's all about here. You know? Oh my goodness, DJ Joe Pinilla, thank you very much for raiding. Thank you. Can I just say as well, massive thank you to everyone that's followed. Massive thank you to Passion Messy Massey as well for resubscribing for 7 months. DJ Joe, how was your stream? You've just caught us on the way out, but thank you very much for raiding. Did you have a good time? Yeah, any style is fine, Resonate. You know, anything at all. But yeah, if you want to send something in, send your demo into amberdpromo@gmail.com. Make sure you head the email demo drop so I know that it's for demo drop, because I get other things to that email address. Hello, DJ Joe Panilla. Thank you so much for raiding us. You've joined us on the demo drop today, where we discuss music and we help each other get their music heard. And we've just come to the end of the show, so you've just caught us right at the end. But don't worry, raiders, stay where you are, because we're going to go over and see DJ Mixie now. And yeah, it's been great for inspiration. You guys have been amazing. Yeah, Ferg, make sure you do. And I will see you all. It's my day off tomorrow, so I will see you all on Thursday. Or if you're on my gaming channel, you'll find me on there on my day off. Oh no, tomorrow I'll be on this channel during the day, because I'm doing some music production stuff with Lady Paints a Lot for my university project. So I will be online during the day, I think around about 3 p.m. UK time. So I'll see you then as well. So not really having a day off. Love you guys. Mwah.